Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video will be an introduction to my 7¼ inch gauge outdoor railroad. It's called the MAUCH Tramway. This project's sort of been a dream of mine for most of my adult life, and I started planning it, its construction and purchasing a locomotive and enough rail and supplies to build around 1,000 feet of track in 2002. The plan is to build a single track line with two loops at either end, kind of like a big dog bone. The single track between the loops will not be anything close to straight, as my property is on the side of a mountain that basically is the east ridge of the Lehigh River Gorge. The difference in elevation between both ends of the line, the loops at both ends of the line, is going to be probably close to 100 feet elevation difference. So there's going to be a lot of up and down. There's going to be a lot of steep grades. There'll be a lot of turns, and I'm trying to avoid switchbacks, although I may need to use some switchbacks. But it's going to be a pretty long railroad. So construction of this line is going to, again, require a lot of twists and turns, and I'm going to have to do a lot of filling and plenty of bridges and trestles to kind of gain or lose elevation depending on which way we're going. I can't get any machinery in to assist with the build, so everything's going to have to be done by hand, and materials are going to have to be shuttled back and forth using the railroad, kind of like, they did when they were building, I guess, the Transcontinental Railroad. And I'm going to be building out from the center of the line in two directions. To add to the difficulty, the ground is about 75% rock and 25% soil. So a lot of the stuff's going to have to be on built-up gravel beds. So I'm not going to be able to excavate cuts or anything like that easily. It's going to be so the MAUCH Tramway is going to be what's known as a minimum gauge railway. Minimum gauge railways are basically those that are narrower than your typical industrial narrow gauge railroad, generally anything like less than 18 inches. Many of the outdoor 7¼ or 7½ inch outdoor railroads in the U.S. are built to scale. So like 1½ or 1.6 inch to the foot scale. So all the equipment is just basically scaled down versions of the prototype, and you might see those videos and the person rides in a kind of a car, like a flat car with a boat seat behind the locomotive. I got to sort of have enough scale in my life, so I don't really need any more with HO Proto 48. So with the MAUCH Tramway, I've decided to take a break and just to kind of build it however I want to. Whatever I want them to look like, the cars, that's how they're going to get built. I'll get more into the rolling stock, locomotives, and construction in future videos. And I really hope to work on this railroad pretty steadily now and update as I go along. So this might come up in the future, so I'm going to just get it over with right now. So you're probably thinking, what's MAUCH Tramway stand for? What's MAUCH mean? Well, MAUCH's it's the name of the town that this railroad's being built in. It was the name of the town up until 1954. Basically, in 1954, in a kind of a promotional stunt, the town fathers purchased the body of the legendary athlete Jim Thorpe, renamed the town in his honor, and entombed him here. They literally bought the body from the widow. And unfortunately, if you look up Jim Thorpe and read about it, he was probably goes down as one of the greatest athletes ever, and is kind of ended his life destitute, and it's kind of sad. It doesn't matter really that he wasn't born here. He never lived here. He never even visited here. It was just, a gimmick. But the town was named MAUCH, and that's basically Unami, which is a dialect of Algonquin. And it was spoken by the original Lenape inhabitants of the area, and it means bare place. And this is really appropriate, for the town and actually for where my railroad's located, because we have tons of black bears here. They're all over the place, and probably in some of my videos you might see some. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm going to again try to update regularly. So I hope you stay tuned in for updates. It's going to be kind of exciting building the line. I'm not going to do much talking. Some of the videos will just be time lapse of me working on the railroad, probably maybe some music to go along with it. I don't know, but I'll get into also some of the details on the locomotive, and then how building the cars that I haven't built any yet. Basically, you're looking at about 30 feet of track. That's the railroad right now, and I got about another 1,000 or 2 to go. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. And again, stay tuned. Channel features other things like HO trains, nature stuff sometimes, construction stuff, woodworking, whole gamut of my interests and hobbies. So we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.